Welcome to MyWealth PathOfficial. Before we begin this inspiring journey, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs motivation, leave your valuable comment, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories about success, wealth, and personal growth. Today, we are going to explore a story about a young man who discovered that true wealth does not begin with money. It begins with the way we think. It begins with a powerful mindset. This is the story of a young man named Daniel. Daniel was born in a small village where life was simple, but opportunities were limited. His family worked hard every day just to fulfill their basic needs. They did not have expensive things, a big house, or a comfortable lifestyle. But Daniel always had one thing that many successful people have before achieving greatness: a dream. Since childhood, Daniel looked at the world differently. While others saw difficulties, he searched for possibilities. While others complained about their situation, he wondered how he could improve it. However, growing up was not easy for him. Every morning, Daniel watched his parents leave home early for work. He saw their tired faces after a long day of struggle. Deep inside his heart, he promised himself that one day he would change his family's life. But dreams alone were not enough. As Daniel became older, he started understanding the reality of life. He realized that many people wanted success, but only a few were willing to change themselves to achieve it. One day, Daniel moved to a busy city to search for better opportunities. He arrived with a small bag, a few savings, and a big dream in his heart. The city was completely different from his village. Tall buildings, crowded streets, and thousands of people chasing their own dreams surrounded him. At first, Daniel felt excited. He believed that success was waiting for him. But soon reality hit him. Finding a job was not easy. Many companies rejected him because he lacked experience. Some people told him that his dreams were too big and that he should accept his ordinary life. Those words hurt him. For a moment, Daniel started believing that maybe they were right. Maybe success was only for people who were lucky. Maybe people like him were meant to struggle forever. One evening, after another unsuccessful day, Daniel sat alone in a quiet park. He looked at the people walking around him and wondered why some people succeeded while others remained trapped in the same place for years. At that moment, an old man sitting nearby noticed his sadness. The old man smiled and asked, "Young man, why do you look like someone who has lost everything?" Daniel replied, "I have a dream, but I don't know how to achieve it. I work hard, but nothing seems to change. Maybe I am not meant to be successful." The old man looked at him and said, "Your biggest problem is not your situation. Your biggest problem is the way you see your situation." Daniel listened carefully. The old man continued, "Many people think wealth begins when they receive money, but successful people know that wealth begins when they develop the right mindset." Those words stayed in Daniel's mind. The old man explained that two people could face the same problem, but their thoughts could create completely different futures. One person sees failure as the end. Another person sees failure as a lesson. One person sees challenges as punishment. Another person sees challenges as an opportunity to grow. The difference is not always talent, luck, or background. The difference is mindset. Daniel asked, "But how can I change my mindset?" The old man smiled and said, "First, you must understand that your current situation is not your final destination. Your thoughts today are creating the person you will become tomorrow." That night, Daniel returned to his small room with a different feeling. His problems had not disappeared. His money had not increased. His circumstances were still the same. But something inside him had changed. For the first time, Daniel understood that before building wealth outside, he had to build wealth inside himself. He started observing successful people. He read books, learned new skills, and studied the habits of those who achieved their goals. He discovered that wealthy people did not only have money, they had discipline, they had patience, they valued time, they invested in knowledge, they controlled their emotions and focused on long-term goals. Daniel decided to rebuild himself every morning. Instead of complaining about his struggles, he asked himself one important question: what can I do today to become better than yesterday? Slowly, his actions began to change. He stopped wasting time on negative thoughts. He stopped comparing his journey with others. He stopped waiting for someone to save him. He started taking responsibility for his own future. But Daniel's journey was only beginning. He still had many challenges ahead. He still had failures to face, lessons to learn, and obstacles to overcome. Because a rich mindset is not created in one day. It is built through small choices, daily discipline, and the courage to continue even when the path is difficult. And this was the first step of Daniel's incredible journey toward success. Daniel's journey had started with a simple realization that changing his life required changing his mind first. Days passed, and Daniel continued following the lessons he had learned. He understood that success was not created by one big decision. It was created by thousands of small decisions made every day. Every morning, he woke up early and planned his day. He spent time learning instead of wasting hours on things that did not help him grow. He started improving his communication skills, studying successful people, and developing habits that could move him closer to his dreams. But the road was not easy. There were still moments when Daniel felt tired. There were days when his efforts seemed invisible. He worked hard, but the results did not come quickly. Many people around him started losing hope. Some of his friends told him, "Why are you working so hard? Enjoy life now. Success is not guaranteed." For a moment, Daniel questioned himself. He wondered if he was spending too much time chasing a dream that might never happen. But then, he remembered the words of the old man. Your current situation is not your final destination. Those words became a source of strength for him. Daniel realized that most people give up not because they are incapable of success, but because they expect success to happen too quickly. They plant a seed today and become disappointed when there is no tree tomorrow. But nature teaches an important lesson. Growth takes time. A seed needs patience, care, and consistency before it becomes a strong tree. The same is true for human success. A person's skills, knowledge, confidence, and wealth also need time to grow. Daniel decided that he would focus on progress instead of perfection. He stopped asking, "Why am I not successful yet?" Instead, he started asking, "What lesson can I learn from today?" This small change in thinking completely transformed his life. He began to understand the power of learning. He realized that wealthy people are not always the people who know everything. They are the people who never stop learning. They invest in their minds because they know that knowledge creates opportunities. Daniel started saving a small amount of money from his income. It was not a large amount, but he understood an important principle. A person who cannot manage a small amount of money will struggle to manage a large amount. He learned to separate his needs from his wants. He learned that looking rich and becoming wealthy are two different things. Many people spend money to impress others, but successful people use money to build their future. Daniel began controlling his expenses and using his resources wisely. After some time, he found a better job opportunity. It was not his dream position, but he saw it as a chance to learn and improve. While others only focus on salary, Daniel focused on gaining experience. He knew that every skill he learned today could create a better opportunity tomorrow. At work, Daniel noticed something interesting. Some employees complained about every problem. Whenever a challenge appeared, they searched for someone to blame. But Daniel chose a different path. He asked questions. He searched for solutions. He learned from mistakes. Because he understood that a rich mindset does not complain about problems. It looks for possibilities. His attitude slowly attracted attention. His managers noticed that Daniel was different. He was not the most experienced person in the company, but he was one of the most dedicated. He arrived with a positive attitude. He accepted responsibility. He continued improving himself. And little by little, people started trusting him. One evening, Daniel met the old man again in the same park where their first conversation had happened. The old man smiled and asked, "I see a change in you. What have you learned?" Daniel replied, "I learned that success does not start with money. It starts with discipline, patience, and the belief that I can improve." The old man nodded and said, "Good. But remember, building a rich mindset is a lifelong journey. Many people change when life becomes difficult, but truly successful people remain committed regardless of circumstances." Daniel listened carefully. The old man continued, "There are 3 things you must protect if you want to create a successful life: your thoughts, your time, and your actions. Your thoughts create your beliefs. Your time creates your future. and your actions create your results. Daniel understood that every successful person had one thing in common. They took control of their own life. They did not wait for the perfect moment. They created opportunities. They did not wait for motivation. They built discipline. They did not allow fear to control them. They used fear as a reminder to become stronger. From that day, Daniel made a promise to himself. He would not only chase money, he would build character. He would not only search for success, he would become the kind of person who deserves success. But Daniel's greatest tests were still waiting ahead. Daniel's greatest tests were still waiting ahead. Until now, he had learned how to control his thoughts, manage his time, and build better habits. But life was about to teach him one of the most important lessons of success. A strong mindset is not proven when everything is easy. It is proven when everything becomes difficult. A few months later, Daniel faced an unexpected challenge. The company where he worked started facing financial problems. Many employees became worried because they were afraid of losing their jobs. The atmosphere changed. People who were once confident started feeling helpless. Some blamed the company. Some blamed the economy. Others started searching for excuses. Daniel was also concerned, but he remembered the principle he had learned. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can always control how you respond. Instead of wasting his energy on fear, Daniel focused on preparation. He improved his skills. He learned new things. He searched for ways to create more value. While others were waiting for problems to disappear, Daniel was preparing himself for new opportunities. One day, the company announced that some positions would be reduced. Many people around Daniel lost their jobs. Daniel was fortunate enough to keep his position, but the experience changed the way he looked at life. He realized that depending on only one source of income could create insecurity. Successful people do not only work for money. They build skills. They create opportunities. They prepare for the future. This thought inspired Daniel to start learning about business and investment. He understood that money itself was not the enemy. The problem was a lack of knowledge about how to use money wisely. He started studying how successful entrepreneurs think. He discovered that wealthy people follow certain principles. They focus on creating value. They solve problems. They think long-term. They understand that true wealth is not only about what you own, but also about what you know and what you can create. Daniel started a small side project after work. At the beginning, the results were very small. Some days he earned nothing. Some people laughed at his efforts. They told him, "Why are you wasting your time? Just continue your job and stop dreaming about something bigger." But Daniel had changed. In the past, those words would destroyed his confidence. Now, they only reminded him that every successful person has faced doubt from others. He understood one powerful truth. People often criticize what they do not understand. Daniel continued working quietly. He did not need to prove himself to everyone. He only needed to prove to himself that he was willing to keep growing. Months passed. Slowly, his small project began improving. He learned from mistakes. He listened to feedback. He made better decisions. The progress was not overnight, but it was real. One evening, Daniel met the old man again. The old man asked, "What is the biggest lesson you have learned so far?" Daniel thought for a moment and replied, "I have learned that success is not about avoiding difficulties. Success is about becoming stronger through difficulties." The old man smiled. "That is a powerful understanding," he said. "Many people want a comfortable life, but they forget that comfort does not always create growth." He continued, "Your mindset is like a garden. Whatever you plant inside, your mind will eventually grow. If you plant fear, doubt, and negativity, they will control your life. But if you plant confidence, knowledge, and determination, they will create a better future." Daniel realized that every thought was like a seed. A negative thought could stop him before he even started. A positive thought could give him the courage to continue. From that day, he became more careful about what he allowed into his mind. He surrounded himself with positive information. He learned from successful people. He avoided unnecessary negativity. He focused on becoming better every single day. But the journey was not finished. Daniel had learned how to develop a rich mindset. But now he had to learn how to use that mindset to create real success. The next stage of his journey would require courage, patience, and the ability to turn knowledge into action, because a powerful mind is only valuable when it creates powerful actions. Because the journey of a true rich mindset never ends. It continues as long as a person continues to learn, grow, and believe in the possibility of becoming better. After many years of hard work, Daniel had achieved many things he once dreamed about. He had created financial stability, built successful opportunities, and gained respect from people around him. But the most valuable thing he gained was not money. It was wisdom. Daniel finally understood that money could provide comfort, but a powerful mindset created a meaningful life. He remembered the days when he had nothing but a dream and a strong desire to change. Those difficult days were not a punishment. They were his training. Every rejection taught him patience. Every failure taught him improvement. Every challenge taught him strength. Daniel realized that successful people are not people who never face problems. They are people who refuse to let problems decide their future. One day, Daniel organized a meeting for young people who wanted to improve their lives. Many of them came with dreams, but also with fear. Some believed they were unlucky. Some believed success belonged only to certain people. Some believed their background was too difficult to overcome. Daniel looked at them and shared a story. He said, "Your starting point does not decide your destination. The place where you begin is only the first page of your story. You decide how the story continues." Everyone listened carefully. Daniel continued, "The first investment you must make is not in money. It is in yourself. Improve your knowledge. Improve your skills. Improve your character. Because when you become valuable, opportunities will naturally come closer to you." He explained that a rich mindset is built through 5 important principles. The first principle is responsibility. Successful people take responsibility for their choices. They do not spend their lives blaming others. They understand that they have the power to create change. The second principle is continuous learning. The world is always changing, and those who stop learning stop growing. The third principle is discipline. Motivation can disappear, but discipline keeps a person moving forward even during difficult times. The fourth principle is patience. Great achievements take time. A person who understands patience can continue working while others give up. The fifth principle is giving value. The most successful people are those who solve problems and help others. Daniel told them, "Do not only ask, 'How can I make money?' Ask, 'How can I become useful? How can I create value?' Money is often a reward for the value you provide." These words changed the way many young people looked at success. They understood that wealth was not only about having more, it was about becoming more. Years later, Daniel visited the park where he had first met the old man. He sat on the same bench where his life had started changing. He looked around and smiled. He remembered the young man who once believed that success was impossible. He remembered the fear, the doubts, and the struggles, and he realized something powerful. The biggest battle he had fought was never against poverty. It was against the limitations inside his own mind. The moment he changed his thinking, he changed his life. Daniel never forgot the lesson that started his journey. A rich life begins with a rich mindset. Not every person who has money is truly wealthy. A truly wealthy person has wisdom, confidence, discipline, kindness, and the ability to create opportunities. Because real wealth is not only measured by what you have, it is measured by who you become. Daniel's story became a reminder that anyone can transform their future when they are willing to transform themselves. But there was still one final lesson Daniel needed to share. The lesson about the true meaning of success and the power of leaving a positive impact on the world. There were deeper lessons about courage, failure, and the hidden power of persistence that Daniel had yet to share. Daniel had achieved many things in life, but he never forgot one important truth. Success is not measured by how many times you rise after winning. It is measured by how many times you rise after falling. Many people saw Daniel's success and believed that his journey had been easy. They saw the results. They saw the confidence. They saw the achievements. But they did not see the silent battles behind those achievements. They did not see the nights when Daniel worried about his future. They did not see the moments when he questioned himself. They did not see the times when giving up seemed easier than continuing. Daniel knew that every successful person has a hidden story. A story of patience, a story of mistakes, a story of learning, a story of becoming stronger. One day, while speaking to a group of young people, Daniel asked them a question. Do you know the difference between a person who succeeds and a person who gives up? The young people thought for a moment. Some answered talent. Others said money. Some said luck. Daniel smiled and said, those things can help, but they are not the biggest difference. The biggest difference is persistence. He explained that many people start with great excitement. They begin a new goal. They make new plans. They feel motivated. But when challenges appear, they stop. They allow temporary difficulties to destroy permanent dreams. Daniel continued, your dream does not disappear because the road becomes difficult. Your dream disappears only when you decide to stop walking. Those words came from his own experience. Daniel remembered his early days in the city. He remembered the rejection letters. He remembered the moments when he had almost lost confidence. But every difficult moment had given him something valuable. Failure had taught him lessons that success could never teach. Failure showed him his weaknesses. Failure forced him to improve. Failure made him appreciate progress. Daniel realized that failure was not the opposite of success. Failure was part of success. Every great person in history faced moments of failure. The difference was that they refused to let failure define them. They used failure as information. They studied their mistakes. They adjusted their plans. They became wiser. Daniel started teaching people an important habit. Never ask only, why did I fail? Ask, what is this failure trying to teach me? This simple change in thinking could transform a person's life because the same situation can create two different outcomes. One person fails and becomes weaker. Another person fails and becomes stronger. The difference is the mindset. Daniel also learned that patience was one of the greatest forms of power. In a world where people wanted instant results, patience became a rare quality. Many people wanted success without the process. They wanted wealth without learning. They wanted achievement without discipline. But Daniel understood that everything valuable requires time. A strong tree does not grow in one night. A great building is not created in one day. A successful life is not built from one decision. It is built from consistent actions repeated over time. Daniel applied this principle to everything. He improved one skill at a time. He built one relationship at a time. He created one opportunity at a time. Small steps created big changes. Another important lesson Daniel learned was the power of self-belief. Before others believe in you, you must believe in yourself. But self-belief does not mean thinking you are perfect. It means believing that you can learn. It means trusting your ability to improve. It means refusing to let someone else's opinion become your reality. Daniel remembered the people who once told him that his dreams were impossible. He did not hate them. Instead, he felt grateful because their doubts pushed him to become stronger. He learned that criticism can either destroy you or develop you. The choice depends on your mindset. If you allow criticism to control you, it becomes a weakness. If you use it as motivation, it becomes strength. Years later, Daniel returned to the same place where his journey began. He looked around and remembered the young man who once sat there feeling lost. He smiled because he understood something powerful. The person who changed his life was not someone else. It was himself. The old man had shown him the direction, but Daniel had to walk the path. The advice had opened the door, but Daniel had to step through it. The opportunity had appeared, but Daniel had to take action. And this was the true meaning of a rich mindset. A powerful mind does not wait for life to become easier. A powerful mind becomes stronger to handle life. Daniel's journey was entering a new chapter. The next lessons would reveal how he built a legacy, how he handled greater responsibilities, and how he discovered that true success is not only about personal achievement, but about creating a positive impact that lasts beyond a lifetime. But there was still one final lesson Daniel needed to share. The lesson about the true meaning of success and the power of leaving a positive impact on the world. As Daniel grew older, he started to understand that success was not only about reaching personal goals. In the beginning of his journey, he wanted success because he wanted to escape difficulties. He wanted to provide a better life for his family and prove that his dreams were possible. But after achieving many of his goals, his thinking became deeper. He realized that the greatest achievement in life is not just building wealth for yourself. It is using your growth to help others grow. Daniel remembered the old man's words. A truly rich person is not someone who only collects wealth. A truly rich person is someone who creates value and leaves something meaningful behind. Those words became a new purpose in Daniel's life. He began helping young people who were struggling with the same doubts he once had. He shared his experiences. He taught them the importance of discipline, learning, and believing in themselves. But Daniel never told people that success was easy. He always explained the truth. Success requires patience. Success requires sacrifice. Success requires the courage to continue when nobody believes in your vision. Many people want to reward the success, but they do not want the responsibility that comes with it. Daniel explained that every great achievement begins with small steps. A person does not become successful because of one lucky moment. Success is created by daily habits repeated over time. He told them, your future is not created by what you wish for occasionally. Your future is created by what you do consistently. This lesson changed many lives. People started understanding that their daily choices were shaping their future, the way they spent their time, the thoughts they allowed into their minds, the actions they repeated every day. Everything was creating the person they would become. Daniel also learned another important lesson, the importance of controlling emotions. In his younger years, he allowed fear and disappointment to control him. But later, he learned that emotions are powerful, but they should not become the driver of his decisions. A rich mindset means thinking clearly before making choices. It means not allowing temporary feelings to destroy long-term goals. When challenges appeared, Daniel did not ask, why is this happening to me? Instead, he asked, what can I learn from this? That simple question helped him turn problems into opportunities. Daniel also understood the importance of surrounding himself with the right people. He learned that the people around you can influence your thoughts, your confidence, and your future. Negative environments create negative thinking. Positive environments encourage growth. So Daniel built relationships with people who inspired him, challenged him, and encouraged him to become better. He discovered that successful people do not walk the journey alone. They learn from mentors. They cooperate with others. They share knowledge. They create communities. Because true success is not about standing above everyone else. It is about growing together. Years passed, and Daniel continued improving himself. Even after achieving success, he never stopped learning. He still read books. He still listened to advice. He still searched for ways to improve. Because he knew that the moment a person believes they know everything is the moment they stop growing. Daniel's life proved one powerful truth. A rich mindset is not a destination. It is a way of living. It is choosing growth over comfort. It is choosing discipline over excuses. It is choosing courage over fear. And it is choosing progress over perfection. But Daniel's journey was not only about his own success. The next lesson would reveal how a person can protect their wealth, create lasting freedom, and build a life that continues to inspire others. The next lesson would reveal how a person can protect their wealth, create lasting freedom, and build a life that continues to inspire others. Daniel had learned how to create success, but he understood that creating wealth was only one part of the journey. The next challenge was learning how to protect it and use it wisely. He realized that many people work hard to earn money, but they never learn how to manage it. They increase their income, but they also increase unnecessary expenses. They receive more, but they never build more. Daniel remembered an important lesson. Money is a tool. It depends on the person using it, whether it creates freedom or creates problems. Because of this understanding, Daniel became more responsible with his finances. He stopped seeing money as something to spend quickly. He started seeing money as a resource that could create opportunities. He learned the difference between being rich and looking rich. Looking rich means showing others what you have. Being wealthy means building something valuable for your future. Many people buy expensive things to receive attention, but successful people often invest in things that increase their knowledge, skills, and possibilities. Daniel began focusing on long-term thinking. He understood that temporary pleasure could never replace lasting freedom. He created plans for the future. He saved wisely. He invested in learning. He built systems that allowed his efforts to continue creating results. Daniel also learned that wealth is not only financial. There are many forms of wealth that people often ignore. Health is wealth. Knowledge is wealth. Strong relationships are wealth. Peace of mind is wealth. A person can have a lot of money and still feel empty if they lose everything else. Daniel wanted a balanced life. He wanted success without losing his values. He wanted growth without losing kindness. He wanted wealth without losing his purpose. One day, a young entrepreneur came to Daniel for advice. The young man said, "I want to become successful quickly. What is the fastest way to become wealthy?" Daniel smiled and answered, "The desire for success is good, but the desire for shortcuts can destroy your progress." He explained that shortcuts often create temporary results, but strong foundations create lasting success. He said, "Do not focus only on how fast you can reach your destination. Focus on becoming the person who can handle the success you are seeking." The young entrepreneur asked, "What does that mean?" Daniel replied, "If you receive success before you're prepared for it, you may lose it. But if you develop yourself, success becomes something you can maintain." This became one of Daniel's most important teachings. Success is not only about getting more, it is about becoming capable of managing more. As years passed, Daniel continued sharing his knowledge. He created opportunity for others. He supported people who wanted to improve their lives. He became an example of how a person can rise from struggle to the power of mindset. But Daniel always reminded people, never forget where you started, because remembering the past keeps a person humble. It reminds them of the lessons they learned. It reminds them to appreciate progress. Daniel never looked down on people who were still struggling. Instead, he saw his younger self in them. He knew that sometimes people do not need criticism. They need guidance. They need someone to remind them that their current situation is not their final chapter. The world began to recognize Daniel not only because of his achievements, but because of his character. People respected his success, but they admired his wisdom even more. And Daniel knew that his greatest achievement was not building wealth. His greatest achievement was building a mindset that could continue creating value for himself and others. However, the journey was still continuing. There were deeper lessons about courage, failure, and the hidden power of persistence that Daniel had yet to share. The next lesson would reveal how a person can protect their wealth, create lasting freedom, and build a life that continues to inspire others. Daniel had learned how to create success, but he understood that creating wealth was only one part of the journey. The next challenge was learning how to protect it and use it wisely. He realized that many people work hard to earn money, but they never learn how to manage it. They increase their income, but they also increase unnecessary expenses. They receive more, but they never build more. Daniel remembered an important lesson. Money is a tool. It depends on the person using it, whether it creates freedom or creates problems. Because of this understanding, Daniel became more responsible with his finances. He stopped seeing money as something to spend quickly. He started seeing money as a resource that could create opportunities. He learned the difference between being rich and looking rich. Looking rich means showing others what you have. Being wealthy means building something valuable for your future. Many people buy expensive things to receive attention, but successful people often invest in things that increase their knowledge, skills, and possibilities. Daniel began focusing on long-term thinking. He understood that temporary pleasure could never replace lasting freedom. He created plans for the future. He saved wisely. He invested in learning. He built systems that allowed his efforts to continue creating results. Daniel also learned that wealth is not only financial. There are many forms of wealth that people often ignore. Health is wealth. Knowledge is wealth. Strong relationships are wealth. Peace of mind is wealth. A person can have a lot of money and still feel empty if they lose everything else. Daniel wanted a balanced life. He wanted success without losing his values. He wanted growth without losing kindness. He wanted wealth without losing his purpose. One day, a young entrepreneur came to Daniel for advice. The young man said, "I want to become successful quickly. What is the fastest way to become wealthy?" Daniel smiled and answered, "The desire for success is good, but the desire for shortcuts can destroy your progress." He explained that shortcuts often create temporary results, But strong foundations create lasting success. He said, "Do not focus only on how fast you can reach your destination. Focus on becoming the person who can handle the success you are seeking." The young entrepreneur asked, "What does that mean?" Daniel replied, "If you receive success before you're prepared for it, you may lose it. But if you develop yourself, success becomes something you can maintain." This became one of Daniel's most important teachings. Success is not only about getting more, it is about becoming capable of managing more. As years passed, Daniel continued sharing his knowledge. He created opportunity for others. He supported people who wanted to improve their lives. He became an example of how a person can rise from struggle through the power of mindset. But Daniel always reminded people, never forget where you started, because remembering the past keeps a person humble. It reminds them of the lessons they learned. It reminds them to appreciate progress. Daniel never looked down on people who were still struggling. Instead, he saw his younger self in them. He knew that sometimes people do not need criticism. They need guidance. They need someone to remind them that their current situation is not their final chapter. The world began to recognize Daniel not only because of his achievements, but because of his character. People respected his success, but they admired his wisdom even more. And Daniel knew that his greatest achievement was not building wealth. His greatest achievement was building a mindset that could continue creating value for himself and others. However, the journey was still continuing. There were deeper lessons about courage, failure, and the hidden power of persistence that Daniel had yet to share. Daniel's journey was entering a new chapter. The next lessons would reveal how he built a legacy, how he handled greater responsibilities, and how he discovered that true success is not only about personal achievement, but about creating a positive impact that lasts beyond a lifetime. As Daniel continued growing, he discovered a truth that changed the way he looked at success. At the beginning of his journey, he believed success meant reaching a certain level of wealth. He thought success meant having enough money, owning valuable things, and proving to the world that he had achieved something. But with time and experience, his understanding became deeper. He realized that success is not only about what you gain, it is also about what you become. A person can collect many possessions but still have an empty heart. A person can have a successful career but still lack peace. A person can achieve many goals but still feel incomplete. Daniel learned that the greatest form of wealth is a balanced life. A life where ambition exists together with kindness. A life where growth exists together with gratitude. A life where success exists together with purpose. This understanding changed the way Daniel made decisions. Before taking any important step, he started asking himself, will this decision only benefit me today, or will it create something valuable for the future? This question helped him think beyond immediate rewards. Daniel began building systems instead of depending only on effort. He understood that working harder was important, but working smarter was equally important. He learned how successful people create structures that allow their efforts to grow. They do not only chase opportunities, they create opportunities. They do not only solve their own problems, they create solutions that help many people. This was another important lesson of a rich mindset. A wealthy mind searches for ways to create value. Daniel started focusing more on helping others. He invested his time in teaching, guiding, and encouraging people who wanted to improve their lives. He realized that knowledge becomes more powerful when it is shared. A person who keeps knowledge only for themselves may grow slowly, but a person who shares knowledge creates a positive influence that can continue for years. One day, a young man approached Daniel and said, "Your life looks successful now. Was there a moment when everything changed?" Daniel smiled and replied, "Yes, there was a moment when everything changed, but it was not the day I earned more money. It was the day I changed the way I thought." The young man asked, "What changed in your thinking?" Daniel answered, "I stopped waiting for the world to change for me. I started changing myself first." That answer carried a powerful message. Many people spend years waiting for better conditions. They wait for more money. They wait for more support. They wait for the perfect opportunity. But successful people understand that waiting alone does not create progress. Action creates progress. Daniel explained, "You cannot always choose where you begin, but you can choose the direction in which you move." Those words inspired many people. because everyone faces different challenges. Some people begin with advantages. Some people begin with difficulties. But a strong mindset allows a person to continue moving forward regardless of their starting point. Daniel also learned the importance of emotional control. As his success increased, more people started noticing him. Some praised him. Some criticized him. Some wanted to follow his path. Others questioned his decisions. Daniel learned not to let praise make him arrogant or criticism make him weak. He stayed focused on his values, because he understood that a person who depends completely on other people's opinions will never experience true freedom. A rich mindset means knowing your worth while remaining humble. It means accepting advice without losing confidence. It means improving yourself without constantly comparing yourself with others. Daniel continued building his future with patience. He knew that every new achievement brought new responsibilities. The higher a person climbs, the more carefully they must protect their mindset, because success can change a person if they forget their principles. Daniel promised himself that no matter how much he achieved, he would always remember the lessons from his early struggles. He would remember the small room where he started. He would remember the rejection. He would remember the doubts. He would remember the old man who showed him that wealth begins inside the mind, and those memories kept him grounded. But Daniel's greatest challenge was still ahead. The next chapter would test whether he could protect everything he had built and whether his rich mindset was strong enough to face unexpected changes. Because true success is not proven during comfortable times. It is proven when life creates uncertainty. Because true success is not proven during comfortable times. It is proven when life creates uncertainty. Daniel had learned many lessons throughout his journey. He learned how to build confidence. He learned how to create opportunities. He learned how to manage wealth. He learned how to inspire others. But life had one more lesson waiting for him. The lesson of resilience. The ability to remain strong when unexpected situations appear. Years after building his success, Daniel faced a difficult period. A major change affected many businesses and created uncertainty in the market. Many people who once felt secure suddenly became afraid. Some lost confidence. Some made decisions based on panic. Some started believing that everything they had built was disappearing. Daniel also faced challenges. Some of his plans failed. Some investments did not produce the results he expected. Some opportunities disappeared. For a moment, even Daniel felt pressure. He remembered the younger version of himself who once sat alone in a park, wondering if he would ever succeed. The difference was that the old Daniel would have allowed fear to control him. The new Daniel understood that difficult moments were not the end of the journey. They were tests of character. He took time to analyze the situation calmly. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he asked, "What can I learn from this situation?" That question helped him see possibilities where others saw only problems. Daniel reviewed his decisions. He studied his mistakes. He searched for new solutions. He focused on what he could control. This was one of the strongest habits of successful people. They do not waste their energy worrying about things outside their control. They focus their energy on actions that can create improvement. Daniel understood that fear becomes powerful when people allow it to stop them. But when people face fear with knowledge and preparation, fear becomes a teacher. During this challenging period, Daniel discovered another important truth. A rich mindset is not about believing that everything will always go perfectly. A rich mindset is believing that you can handle whatever happens. It is not the absence of problems. It is the confidence to solve problems. Daniel started rebuilding and improving his strategies. He became more careful. He became more creative. He became more adaptable. He learned that flexibility is an important quality for success. The world changes constantly. New challenges appear. New opportunities appear. The people who continue growing are those who are willing to learn and adapt. Daniel shared this lesson with his team. Do not become attached only to your current success. Become attached to growth, because growth allows you to create success again and again. His team understood that success was not something they could simply achieve and forget. It was something they had to maintain through continuous improvement. Daniel also focused more on developing people. He believed that the strongest organizations are not built only with money. They are built with talented, motivated, and responsible individuals. He encouraged people to think independently. He encouraged creativity. He encouraged learning. Because Daniel knew one powerful truth. A person who helps others become stronger creates strength that lasts. Over time, the difficult period passed. But Daniel was not the same person he was before the challenge. He had become wiser. He had become stronger. He had learned that every difficult season carries a hidden lesson. The challenge did not destroy his success. It strengthened the foundation of his success. Daniel looked back and realized something important. The struggles of his past prepared him for the challenges of his future. The poor young man who once feared failure had become a person who understood the value of failure. The person who once searched for opportunities had become someone who created opportunities. The person who once needed guidance had become someone who guided others. This was the true power of a rich mindset. It transforms not only your financial situation, it transforms your identity. But Daniel's journey was still not complete. There were deeper lessons about legacy, purpose, and the final meaning of true wealth that he would discover in the next stage of his life. Because true success is not proven during comfortable times. It is proven when life creates uncertainty. Daniel had learned many lessons throughout his journey. He learned how to build confidence. He learned how to create opportunities. He learned how to manage wealth. He learned how to inspire others. But life had one more lesson waiting for him. The lesson of resilience. The ability to remain strong when unexpected situations appear. Years after building his success, Daniel faced a difficult period. A major change affected many businesses and created uncertainty in the market. Many people who once felt secure suddenly became afraid. Some lost confidence. Some made decisions based on panic. Some started believing that everything they had built was disappearing. Daniel also faced challenges. Some of his plans failed. Some investments did not produce the results he expected. Some opportunities disappeared. For a moment, even Daniel felt pressure. He remembered the younger version of himself who once sat alone in a park, wondering if he would ever succeed. The difference was that the old Daniel would have allowed fear to control him. The new Daniel understood that difficult moments were not the end of the journey. They were tests of character. He took time to analyze the situation calmly. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he asked, "What can I learn from this situation?" That question helped him see possibilities where others saw only problems. Daniel reviewed his decisions. He studied his mistakes. He searched for new solutions. He focused on what he could control. This was one of the strongest habits of successful people. They do not waste their energy worrying about things outside their control. They focus their energy on actions that can create improvement. Daniel understood that fear becomes powerful when people allow it to stop them. But when people face fear with knowledge and preparation, fear becomes a teacher. During this challenging period, Daniel discovered another important truth. A rich mindset is not about believing that everything will always go perfectly. A rich mindset is believing that you can handle whatever happens. It is not the absence of problems. It is the confidence to solve problems. Daniel started rebuilding and improving his strategies. He became more careful. He became more creative. He became more adaptable. He learned that flexibility is an important quality for success. The world changes constantly. New challenges appear. New opportunities appear. The people who continue growing are those who are willing to learn and adapt. Daniel shared this lesson with his team. Do not become attached only to your current success. Become attached to growth, because growth allows you to create success again and again. His team understood that success was not something they could simply achieve and forget. It was something they had to maintain through continuous improvement. Daniel also focused more on developing people. He believed that the strongest organizations are not built only with money. They are built with talented, motivated, and responsible individuals. He encouraged people to think independently. He encouraged creativity. He encouraged learning. Because Daniel knew one powerful truth. A person who helps others become stronger creates strength that lasts. Over time, the difficult period passed. But Daniel was not the same person he was before the challenge. He had become wiser. He had become stronger. He had learned that every difficult season carries a hidden lesson. The challenge did not destroy his success. It strengthened the foundation of his success. Daniel looked back and realized something important. The The struggles of his past prepared him for the challenges of his future. The poor young man who once feared failure had become a person who understood the value of failure. The person who once searched for opportunities had become someone who created opportunities. The person who once needed guidance had become someone who guided others. This was the true power of a rich mindset. It transforms not only your financial situation, it transforms your identity. But Daniel's journey was still not complete. There were deeper lessons about legacy, purpose, and the final meaning of true wealth that he would discover in the next stage of his life. There were deeper lessons about legacy, purpose, and the final meaning of true wealth that Daniel would discover in the next stage of his life. As Daniel entered a new phase of life, he began thinking differently about the meaning of success. When he was young, his biggest dream was to escape struggle. Then his dream became building wealth. After achieving that, his dream became creating something meaningful. He realized that a person's goals often change as their understanding grows. At the beginning, people usually chase success because they want to prove something. They want to prove that they are capable. They want to prove that their dreams matter. They want to prove that their difficult beginnings cannot stop them. But after reaching a certain level of success, a deeper question appears. What is the purpose of everything I have built? Daniel started asking himself this question. He looked at his achievements and realized that the most valuable results were not the things he owned. The most valuable results were the people he had inspired, the lives he had helped improve, the knowledge he had shared, the confidence he had created in others. That was when Daniel understood the difference between success and significance. Success is about achieving your goals. Significance is about creating value beyond yourself. A person can become successful alone, but true greatness comes when that success helps others rise too. Daniel decided to dedicate more time to mentoring young people. He created opportunities for those who had dreams but lacked direction. He told them, "Your dream is important, but your character is what will carry you toward that dream." He explained that many people focus only on external success. They focus on money. They focus on recognition. They focus on achievements. But they forget to build the person inside. Daniel believed that the strongest foundation of success was character. Without honesty, wealth can become dangerous. Without discipline, opportunities can be wasted. Without humility, success can create weakness. Without gratitude, achievement can never feel complete. He shared a lesson that changed many people's thinking. Do not only become someone who is more, become someone who can handle more. Because having more responsibility requires more wisdom. Having more influence requires more maturity. Having more success requires more self-control. Daniel remembered his own transformation. He was not born with extraordinary advantages. He was not someone who had everything prepared for him. His biggest advantage was his willingness to learn and improve. That was why he always encouraged people not to compare their beginning with someone else's middle. Everyone has a different journey. Everyone has different challenges. Everyone has different timing. The important thing is continuous growth. Daniel also learned the importance of gratitude. Even after achieving success, he continued appreciating simple things: a peaceful morning, a meaningful conversation, time with loved ones, the opportunity to help someone. He understood that a person who cannot appreciate what they have today will never feel satisfied with what they receive tomorrow. Gratitude created peace. Growth created progress. Discipline created results. And purpose created meaning. These became the principles Daniel followed for the rest of his life. One day, someone asked Daniel, "If you could go back and meet your younger self, what advice would you give?" Daniel thought deeply before answering. He said, "I would tell him not be afraid of slow progress. Every small step was building the person I needed to become. The struggles I wanted to escape were actually preparing me for the success I wanted to achieve." Those words carried the wisdom of his entire journey, because Daniel finally understood the greatest wealth is not found in a bank account. The greatest wealth is found in a mind that can create, a heart that can appreciate, and a character that can endure challenges. But there was still one final part of Daniel's journey remaining. He would soon discover the ultimate lesson of a rich mindset, the lesson that would define everything he believed about success, happiness, and a truly wealthy life. Daniel would soon discover the ultimate lesson of a rich mindset, The lesson, though, defined everything he believed about success, happiness, and a truly wealthy life. As the years passed, Daniel became known not only for his achievements, but also for the wisdom he shared with others. People often asked him the same question: what is the secret behind your success? Some expected him to mention a special business strategy. Some expected him to talk about money. Some expected him to reveal a hidden opportunity. But Daniel always gave a simple answer. The greatest secret is learning how to control your mind. He explained that the mind is the place where every success and every failure begins. Before a person creates something in the outside world, they first create it inside their thoughts. A person who constantly thinks about failure will hesitate to take action. A person who believes they can improve will search for ways to grow. The difference begins inside the mind. Daniel called this the foundation of a rich mindset. He explained that people often focus on changing their circumstances, but they forget to change themselves. They want a better life, but continue with the same habits. They want success, but avoid discipline. They want opportunities, but refuse to develop their skills. Daniel taught, if you want a different result, you must become a different person. This did not mean changing who you are completely. It meant improving your habits, your thinking, and your choices. Daniel believed that small daily improvements create extraordinary results over time. A person who learns something new every day becomes wiser. A person who saves and manages money carefully becomes financially stronger. A person who develops discipline becomes more capable. A person who maintains a positive attitude becomes more prepared for challenges. These small actions may seem ordinary, but they create extraordinary futures. Daniel also spoke about the importance of time. He said, money lost can often be recovered, but time lost can never return. This lesson changed how many people use their days. They stopped wasting hours on things that did not improve their lives. They started investing time in learning, relationships, health, and personal growth. Daniel believed that every person receives the same valuable resource every day: time. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is often how they use it. Some people spend time only seeking comfort. Others use time to build their future. Daniel also shared another powerful lesson. Do not compete with others. Compete with the person you were yesterday. He explained that constant comparison creates frustration. Everyone has a different starting point. Everyone has different challenges. The only meaningful competition is becoming better than your previous self. This mindset gave people peace and motivation. Instead of feeling jealous of someone else's success, they started learning from it. Instead of feeling defeated by another person's achievements, they used them as inspiration. Daniel understood that a rich mindset creates abundance. A poor mindset sees another person's success as a threat. A rich mindset sees another person's success as proof that success is possible. As Daniel continued sharing his knowledge, he noticed something beautiful. Many people who once lacked confidence started believing in themselves. People who once feared failure started taking action. People who once felt trapped started creating new possibilities. And Daniel realized that the greatest reward was not receiving recognition. The greatest reward was knowing that his journey had helped others begin theirs. One evening, Daniel returned once again to Quiet Park where his transformation had started many years ago. He sat on the same bench. He looked at the place where he once felt lost and uncertain. He smiled because he understood the incredible journey of life. The young man who once searched for answers had become someone who gave answers. The person who once needed hope had become a source of hope for others. The person who once dreamed of changing his own life had helped change many lives. But Daniel knew that every story has a final lesson, and his final lesson was the most important one, because true wealth is not about how much you collect. It is about how much value you create. It is about the person you become. It is about the positive difference you leave behind. The final chapter of Daniel's journey would reveal the complete meaning of a rich mindset and the message he wanted every person to remember. The final chapter of Daniel's journey will reveal the complete meaning of a rich mindset and the message he wanted every person to remember. After many years of learning, growing, and helping others, Daniel finally understood the deepest truth about wealth. A rich life does not begin with the amount of money in your hands. It begins with the quality of thoughts in your mind. Money can change your lifestyle, but your mindset changes your entire life. Daniel looked back at his journey and remembered the young man who once believed that success was far away. He remembered the days when he had limited resources but unlimited dreams. He remembered the failures that tested his patience. He remembered the moments when he wanted to give up. But now he understood that every challenge had a purpose. Every difficulty had shaped his character. Every mistake had provided a lesson. Every delay had prepared him for something greater. Daniel realized that success was never about avoiding problems. Success was about developing the strength to overcome them. He learned that a person with a rich mindset does not wait for perfect conditions. They create progress with what they have. They do not wait for confidence before taking action. They take action and build confidence. They do not wait for opportunities to appear. They prepare themselves so they can recognize opportunities when they arrive. This was the message Daniel wanted everyone to understand. Your future is created by the thoughts you choose, the habits you build, and the actions you take every day. A person may not control every situation in life, but they can control their response. They can choose learning instead of complaining. They can choose courage instead of fear. They can choose growth instead of comfort. They can choose responsibility instead of excuses. That choice is the beginning of a rich mindset. Daniel also learned that true wealth is a combination of many things. Financial success is valuable, but it is only one part of a wealthy life. A peaceful mind is wealth. Good health is wealth. Strong relationships are wealth. Knowledge is wealth. A meaningful purpose is wealth. The richest person is not always the person who owns the most. The richest person is often the person who appreciates the most, learns the most, and contributes the most. Years later, when people asked Daniel about the secret of success, he always shared the same answer. Change your mind, and you will begin changing your life. He explained that the first step toward a better future is believing that improvement is possible. Many people are limited not by their circumstances, but by the beliefs they carry. When a person believes they cannot grow, they stop trying. When a person believes they can improve, they start searching for solutions. The mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant and nurture will grow. Plant fear, and fear will control your decisions. Plant confidence, and confidence will guide your actions. Plant knowledge, and knowledge will create opportunities. Plant discipline, and discipline will create results. That is the power of a rich mindset. Daniel's story was not a story about becoming rich overnight. It was a story about becoming stronger every day. It was a story about a person who changed his thoughts and created a different future. And this lesson belongs not only to Daniel, it belongs to every person who has a dream, every person who wants to improve, every person who believes that their current situation is not the end of their story. Remember, you do not need to have everything before you begin. You need to begin before you can create everything. Small actions create big changes. Small improvements create great transformations. And a powerful mindset creates a powerful life. Thank you for watching this inspiring journey on MyWealth PathOfficial. If this story gave you motivation and a new perspective, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs inspiration, leave your valuable comment, and subscribe to MyWealth PathOfficial for more powerful stories about success, growth, and the journey toward a better life. Always remember, a rich life begins with a rich mindset.